Women must see through 5 truths about human nature in life. This video advises men to skip it. And sensitive or fragile women should also move on immediately, otherwise, watching it might make you uncomfortable. For the rest of the women, listen carefully. This video is heartbreaking, so I suggest saving it and watching it repeatedly. First, women who marry for houses, cars, and money often live better lives. Those who disregard material things and only hope for love usually gain nothing in marriage. In 90% of marriages, problems need to be solved with money, and the remaining 10% can be eased with money. This doesn't mean you should become materialistic, it means that no matter how beautiful love is, it still needs a material foundation. A promise between 2 people is the most unstable vow in this world because once the other person changes their mind, you will be left with nothing. The modern world often presents a dichotomy between love and materialism. While some advocate for pure, untainted love, others emphasize the necessity of financial stability in relationships. This essay explores why a balance between love and material needs is essential in a marriage, offering insights into how this balance can foster lasting relationships and overall well-being. Financial stability is a foundation upon which many successful marriages are built. Without it, even the strongest love can be tested by the pressures of daily life. Studies reveal that financial stress is one of the leading causes of marital discord. Approximately 90% of marital problems are linked to money, with disagreements about spending habits, debt, and budgeting being the most common. Financial stability is a foundation upon which many successful marriages are built. Without it, even the strongest love can be tested by the pressures of daily life. Emotional promises can be sincere yet fleeting. Humans are inherently changeable, and what feels true today may not hold tomorrow. Relationships based solely on emotions can falter when faced with external pressures. In contrast, those with a practical foundation often endure. Ensuring financial independence and stability provides a safety net in case of unforeseen circumstances, such as a partner's change of heart. Second, you must learn to reject all moral impositions. Life is often filled with unspoken rules and expectations, many of which stem from deeply ingrained moral impositions. These societal demands shape how we behave, what we value, and how we navigate relationships. While some of these moral structures are rooted in kindness and empathy, they can also act as invisible chains, binding us to behaviors that prioritize others' needs over our own well-being. To thrive in this world, you must learn to reject all moral impositions that compromise your happiness. This is not a call to abandon kindness or integrity, rather, it is a reminder to protect yourself from being exploited, undervalued, or overlooked in a world that often rewards the loudest and boldest, rather than the most understanding and selfless. No matter how innocent you were in the past, now is the time to be a little calculating. Innocence, while endearing, often leaves people vulnerable to manipulation. The truth is, life is not a fairy tale where good deeds are always rewarded and pure hearts triumph over adversity. Instead, the real world is a complex battlefield where survival and success require strategy, self-awareness, and an unwavering commitment to your own well-being. Being calculating does not mean becoming deceitful or selfish, it means thinking critically about your choices and ensuring they align with your long-term goals and happiness. It is about recognizing the patterns of the world and adapting to them in a way that protects your peace and preserves your dignity. Understanding these patterns begins with acknowledging a harsh reality: agreeable people are often bullied the most. Those who constantly say yes avoid conflict, or bend over backward to please others may think they are fostering harmony. But in truth, they often become easy targets. when you prioritize keeping the peace over standing up for yourself. Others may mistake your kindness for weakness. This can lead to a cycle where your boundaries are repeatedly tested, and your voice is overshadowed by those who are louder or more assertive. Learning to say no and setting firm boundaries is not an act of aggression, it is a necessary step toward reclaiming your power and demanding the respect you deserve. The role of caregivers further illustrates the imbalance that often exists in relationships and societal dynamics. Caregivers dedicate their time, energy, and resources to nurturing others, whether it be family members, friends, or colleagues. Yet, paradoxically, they are often left uncared for themselves. The world tends to focus on the needs of those being cared for, while the sacrifices of caregivers are overlooked. This lack of recognition can lead to feelings of isolation, frustration, and burnout. If you find yourself in this role, remember that it is not selfish to prioritize your own needs alongside those of others. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and maintaining your well-being is the only way to continue supporting those you care about. On the other hand, those who cry and scream often end up with the treats. This phrase captures an uncomfortable truth in many situations. Those who demand attention or vocalize their needs loudly are more likely to have those needs met. Meanwhile, those who remain quiet, understanding, or accommodating are often overlooked. Not because their needs are unimportant, but because their silence is mistaken for contentment. This dynamic plays out in various contexts, from personal relationships to workplace environments. It serves as a reminder that advocating for yourself is not only acceptable but essential. You do not need to resort to theatrics or manipulation, but you do need to ensure your voice is heard and your presence is acknowledged. Third, life often requires women to make tough decisions about what to keep and what to let go. One of the most empowering acts is learning to cut off unnecessary things. Mature women understand the importance of discarding outdated clothes, toxic friends, and men who don't love them, steps that symbolize self-worth and liberation. Outdated clothes often tie us to a past version of ourselves. Letting go of them reflects a readiness to embrace who we are today and to move forward. Toxic friends, on the other hand, drain energy and bring negativity. Removing such relationships allows space for genuine connections that nurture and inspire. Finally, staying in a loveless relationship only erodes self-esteem. Choosing to let go of men who don't value you is a step toward self-respect and opens the door to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. This process of letting go is not about loss but gain. It's about creating space for growth and surrounding yourself with things and people that align with your aspirations. While the journey may feel challenging, it's a declaration of self-care and empowerment, paving the way for a life filled with joy and authenticity. Remember, you deserve love, respect, and happiness. Never settle for less. Fourth, women are inherently like water, but many, after marriage, turn into reinforced concrete. They give birth, raise children, take care of their in-laws, work during the day to earn money, and cook and clean at night. The time that truly belongs to you is often less than 5 hours a day. But those 5 hours determine your future destiny. You must learn to manage your time firmly, wasting not a second on bad people or useless things. Fifth, a strong woman won't let life bend her back, work dim her face, or time make her grow old. A beautiful body shows self-discipline in eating. Good demeanor reflects self-discipline in learning. And good relationships reveal self-discipline in emotions. No one is born loving self-discipline, they simply want to treat themselves better. So, no matter your age, love yourself wholeheartedly. The more noble you are, the less everything around you will seem valuable.